Hey there! In this video, I'm going to be taking you through everything that you get in a MediaRise Advertiser account. So the first thing that you're going to get, and this applies whether you get the free Advertiser account or the paid DSP account. So the first thing you're going to receive in your email is a link for the account creation. This is where you put in your normal information to create your account, username, password, stuff like that. Then your account will go into the approval process. During that time, you will then receive an intake form. This is optional. You don't have to fill this out, but if you do, it will help us customize your account. So we can add some new features, networks, and capabilities into your account to customize it a little bit for you to help you hit your campaign's KPIs. After that, you will receive an SOP checklist. This includes everything for the account. Again, whether it's an advertiser account or a DSP account, you're going to receive at least two checklists. So you'll get it all in a Google spreadsheet, but you'll get one checklist that has literally everything that the platform has as far as features and options, and it has an explanation of what every option does. And then the second checklist will be a more minimal checklist, so it doesn't have everything in the entire platform because there's quite a lot, but it has everything that you would want to set or determine, establish in some way on your first setup. And the reason that these two checklists are different is because a lot of the features in the account are really primarily used once you have a campaign working and you're scaling, or you're as fully scaled as you can get and you want to eke out more scale out of your campaign. But they're not really all that necessary on a launch. So we have a separate checklist that is, hey, here are the 50 things that you need to do on your campaign to launch properly first time, and then you could go to the more complete checklist to eke out every bit of reach that you can out of the account. And then after that, you're going to get a video training and a walkthrough of a campaign setup in your account. And again, this is different whether you're an advertiser account or a DSP account, but you still get it. So you'll see a live walkthrough of a demo campaign of us setting up a campaign and checking all of the boxes and the features and capabilities that the campaign has. It does mirror pretty closely the SOP checklist for the campaign launch, but at least this way you get to see somebody actually do it. So those four things you're going to get no matter what type of account you set up, but also just to run through everything that every account gets is you'll get access to advertise across at least 15 ad networks, and these span across native, display, and push networks as well. You'll get one dashboard within MediaRise where you can submit ads, and it will go out to the 15 plus ad networks. So you no longer have to log into each network individually. And also this applies for the reporting and optimization. So you don't have to log into 12, 15, however many networks that you want to run on. You just come to MediaRise and you submit your ad, and it will go out to all of the networks. The reporting works the same way, so you'll get reporting from all of these networks on every site. And then you can optimize across all 15 networks in one place. Next, you'll get custom optimization rules. So you can set different rules of how you want to optimize the campaign. For instance, you could set it to run on a CPA basis, and then you set your conversions in the platform as well. So the system will go out and optimize towards your CPA goals. You can also set rules to auto blacklist based on things like ad CTR or even landing page click-through rate, things like that, so that you don't have to monitor the campaign as closely once you have these rules set up. They can do a lot of the kind of mundane admin work out of media buying. It can sort of just do this stuff for you. Next, you'll get unique targeting that you can't get directly on most ad networks. For instance, the advertiser account has contextual targeting and topic targeting that you're not going to be able to get on a lot of ad networks. And then lastly, every account gets IVT systems. So technically IVT systems are invalid traffic systems. We use this term to encompass bot filters and invalid traffic and fraud traffic as well. And so this is, again, something you don't get going direct with networks. We have advanced filters that will not just filter out or can filter out some of this bad invalid traffic to you, but also you'll get it inside of your reporting dashboard so you can see, okay, this publisher or this site ID or this network has a ton of bot traffic, so then you can just turn it off if you want. There is also a way that you could automate that if that's what you wanted. But at first, usually people just like to see the invalid traffic thresholds in their dashboard, and then you can make the decision yourself at first, and then later on you can optimize it. So if a pub is sending you 20% bot traffic, you can just blacklist that campaign. This is a lot bigger of a deal than most people realize because the most recent reports are saying 67% of all of internet traffic is bots or fraudulent traffic, and that's what we see. We don't see quite that much on the networks, so I believe that a lot of these networks do have some of their own IVT systems, but they're not really incentivized. Even if they say that they want to get rid of this traffic, they're not really incentivized to get rid of it. So we take it on ourselves to do that for you, and we see about anywhere from 35 to 55% of traffic on a campaign will be fraudulent. So that just means most of the time, if you're going direct, 50% of that traffic and the clicks that you're getting aren't real people anyway. And so having a good IVT system gives you a big advantage over other advertisers that don't have it. You can just let them buy all of the fraudulent clicks, and then you go off and target the real clicks, the humans. So now let's talk a little bit about the differences between the three products that we have. You probably noticed that we have an advertiser account, a DSP account, and also an upgraded account. So let me explain a little bit more about some of the things that make each one different. The advertiser account, this is free. You can just sign up, get the account for free. And this is the way that most people begin. And so it's totally okay and sufficient for you to start here. It works really well for most people. So here is just a screenshot of the beginning of a native campaign. And you can see you get total budget, daily budget. You can set a default CPC. You can limit the campaign by daily clicks, conversions. You can even do clicks per IP address or impressions per IP address, and so on and so on. So the advertiser account is quite advanced, certainly compared to typical just running direct with an ad network. On the ad submission side, so this is to submit a native ad, but you can submit display ads, HTML ads, video ads, push ads, any of that stuff as well. You see that we have a lot of different macros that you can use in the headline or description and the destination URL as well, and so on and so on. So you get all the options that you have running direct plus more. Now in the DSP account, this is the upgraded advertiser account. So this would be a seat on the demand side platform. So we have some extra features in here. The targeting is partly AI powered. So you can do not just topic targeting, but also contextual targeting. And the system will go out and help you create keyword loaded targeting as well if you want. You can also upload a PDF or input a URL, and the system will read it and then spit out keywords for you to choose from. And this you can see is the screenshot of if you want to choose of the keyword suggestions. And then whenever you want to choose one, you just check it and hit submit. And you also don't have to do this. You can skip the targeting and just run more run of network, or just run without any specific contextual or topic targeting. And then you can tell us, hey, I only want to run on one or two of the networks that you guys have to start. And then we set that in the back end for you. So the DSP account, it is basically set up. I mean, we started out as performance marketers, and we built the whole system to use for us, and we just used it internally for 6 years. And so it is entirely built to eliminate waste, wasted ad spend, because that's one of the biggest issues, if not the biggest issue on display and native, is just that there's a lot of clicks and ad spend that doesn't get you anything, but there's a lot of good quality in there too, so you got to find that. So we designed everything just to eliminate the waste. You can see we have a lot of bid optimization options that you have. You can see you can target by CPC, you can target by CPA, you can target to get the lowest CPC possible. We have advanced frequency capping. So right here, you only see 6 options of frequency capping, but there's actually 18. So you can go by the day, the week, the month. And this is particularly important for helping minimize wasted ad spend. And whatever you set these to will be a little bit different depending on what type of campaign you're running. But if you have questions on sort of what we recommend, then just feel free to reach out to support, and we'll be happy to help you out. There's also auto blacklisting in the DSP account, so you can set it up to auto blacklist based on VCR metrics or CTR metrics, or even block lists and the IVT systems that I mentioned earlier. There's also network block lists, so we keep our own block lists of bad actors, as we call them. So that's both IP addresses and domains that send a lot of bad traffic, and we just have that built in to the system that you can, if you have the DSP account, you can just check and use our block list if you want. The block lists themselves, you can set them up by IP address or domain or publisher or app ID, and a few other options as well. So they're very flexible, and you can use them in conjunction with each other. So you can use IP blacklist and domain blacklist. You can also set them as whitelists or target lists as well. So you want to just target some specific domains or some specific IP addresses, then you have that capability as well. Also, the tracking. So on the DSP account, you have multiple ways of tracking. You can track with post back, server to server. You can track client to server. You can track with a conversion pixel. You can also track up to 3 separate conversions in one funnel, set separate values to them, and you can have the system optimize for the highest value traffic that you can get. Also, here you can see that you have the ability to select what position on the page you want to run. So you can select, I only want to advertise or bid on impressions that are above the fold, below the fold, header, footer, all that. Those are options that you have. And you can see more of the macro options that we have. There are a few more in the DSP account available. Oh, yes, and then the additional bot fraud filters. So on the Advertiser account, let's just go back to, so on this Advertiser account, you have one bot and fraud IVT system filter that checks about 200 different data points. So it'll check for user agent error, IP address error, things like that. The DSP has that bot filter as well, but it also has an additional one that checks for up to 1,000 different data points, and it's looking for inconsistencies within that type of data. So for instance, somebody comes in with an iPhone 15 and it says, hey, this is an iPhone 15, but the screen resolution doesn't match any known iPhone 15, that's going to be marked as a bot or some type of fraudulent traffic. So it's a little bit more robust on the DSP account, but you do have that option. And then on the upgraded advertiser account, this does come with the DSP account included, but it comes with an additional bot and fraud scan. So the upgraded advertiser account allows you to scan each impression or each impression before you bid on it. So before you even bid to see if you can win that bid and serve your ad to that person, it will be scanned for fraud or if it's a bot. And that way your campaign is not even bidding, it won't even bid on those impressions if it says, hey, this is highly likely that this is a bot, so don't even bid for this impression. And so that helps out a lot too. That will increase your CTRs and that lowers your CPCs. It also saves a fair bit of ad spend. With the upgraded account, you have access to our private publisher network. So this is a network of publishers that work exclusively with MediaRise. Some of them are just use our header bidding solution, but we're their main network that they plug into, and so you can't get most of these publishers anywhere else except through us. And we're geared towards performance marketers, so it's a good quality publisher network for performance marketers. The upgraded account is DMP and CDP compatible, so this allows you to create more types of audiences. So for instance, you can create custom audiences with first-party data. And you don't need an email you don't need to risk your email list getting into someone else's hands or anything like that. You can actually just use the hashed email list. So that's basically an anonymous email list that you can't email, but it's tied to your email list. Anyway, you can take that and you can create a custom audience that you can target across all of the networks on MediaRise. You could also take that and create lookalike audiences that you then advertise to across all the display and native networks that we have. This also gives you an option of using our third-party tracker. So we have a third-party tracker that we utilize, and that is utilized and integrated into the system. A lot of people use their own third-party tracker. So if you're using your own, then don't worry about that. But the added advantage of using our third-party tracker is you can use some of our network landing pages. So we have landing pages that we host and have created either for our past clients or managed clients, or just because someone asked us to help them out with the landing page. And so that stuff is hosted on our servers and our third-party tracker. And with the upgraded advertiser account gives you access to that. So that gives you a bunch of landing pages that you can use that are compliant across a bunch of networks, and that you can just use whenever you want. And that is the overall gist. Some of these features, particularly on the upgraded account, we're typically adding new features for the upgraded account, so there may be more things, or some of these features might change. The DSP account and the advertiser account, those are typically where people begin, and these features don't change. They are set. Again, sometimes we're adding new things and new capabilities as far as auto blacklisting and auto optimization, but the base features and differences between the two accounts are the same. So that gives you an overview of the 3 different types of advertiser products that we have. And so you can select whichever one works and fits best for you. And if you have any questions, just email support@mediarise.io and we'll be happy to help you out.